Alpha Richard thought about Casey's words, and he felt he might be onto something. Just like many other alphas and elders, Alpha Richard kept an eye on Damon and on the movements of the Dark Howlers pack. And Alpha Richard knew that no matter how much they tried to pressure Damon, it seemed nearly impossible to influence him because Damon didn't expose any weakness. The circle of people who could approach Damon remained small, and he didn't have any close family members. No matter what girls they sent Damon's way, none of them kept his interest for more than one night. Well, Cassie served as an exception, but she never went beyond occasional hookup. However, if a girl managed to invoke Damon's protective side, she might be someone important. Alpha Richard's story of how the girl might be Damon's relative or a spy consisted of nonsense to pacify Cassie. She never served as the sharpest tool in the shed. Far from it. Actually, Cassie didn't act stupid, but her rash personality and short fuse made her susceptible to external influences, and unless someone guided her, she easily lost focus. Alpha Richard stuck on the part where Cassie described the woman as weak. It seemed unusual. He knew very well that Cassie had no oppressive aura and that she acted weak by werewolf standards. Any average teenage werewolf could defeat Cassie. So, why did this woman seem powerless in front of Cassie? Did the woman pretend to be weak, or did Cassie exaggerate to make herself look better? Did the woman not act as a she-wolf? Maybe, just maybe, Cassie returned from the Dark Howlers pack with something useful. But Alpha Richard knew better than to say that in front of Cassie because she would probably ruin it. Alpha Richard never found his destined mate. Over the years, women by his side changed, and one of them gave birth to Cassie. The woman expected benefits, and Alpha Richard chased her away before Cassie turned 3 years old. But he kept the child, because an alpha without family got frowned upon. He made sure that all kinds of rumors about Cassie's mother spread, so that she didn't dare to show her face, and the image of a doting father worked in his favor. Cassie grew up with nannies who doubled as Alpha Richard's bed warmers, and Alpha Richard didn't bother much with Cassie. He bought her things and made sure everyone treated her like a princess. It didn't take much effort to convince Cassie that Alpha Damon served as the man for her, and Alpha Richard rejoiced, thinking that Cassie would finally become useful. To his disappointment, Cassie failed, just like many others before her, and Alpha Richard used his connections to get Cassie back into Damon's arms. After the third time Cassie showed up, Damon started tolerating Cassie's presence, and he didn't question when she appeared unannounced. And even though she didn't make much progress, it amounted to more than all previous bright candidates. Alpha Richard told Cassie to play stupid and stick close to Damon while keeping her eyes open with the hope that she might find something useful. And so far, there seemed nothing. However, now Cassie brought news. A woman existed who seemed close to Alpha Damon, and Alpha Damon protected her. Coincidence? Alpha Richard didn't believe in coincidences. It didn't matter if Damon's interest in her seemed romantic or not. The fact that Damon moved for her served as the key point, something that could be used. Meanwhile, at the Dark Howlers pack house, Damon held sleeping Talia in his arms and counted her slow breaths while playing with the strand of her hair. He remembered Talia saying how she wanted to leave, and he formed his resolve to keep her by his side at any cost. Damon knew that unless he told Talia they served as mates, she would doubt his intentions. But what if that scared her away? What if she didn't believe him? Without Talia's wolf, Damon had no way to prove to Talia how much she meant to him, and he feared that his significance in her life didn't seem enough for her to stay. Damon felt confident that Talia didn't act as a wolfless Omega. She moved freely through the dark kitchen and through the forest, which proved that her wolf enhanced her sight. When she gave a lesson to Mr. Mendez at the hospital, Talia projected an aura only a queen could have. Definitely not an Omega. He didn't imagine any of those. Damon didn't care if Talia acted as an Omega or a human. But he knew that if she could find her wolf, Talia would become stronger and incidents like the one with Cassie would not repeat. Travis! Travis! Damon called through the mind link. Are you awake?
I am now,
Travis responded drowsily, and it took him a moment to snap awake.
Alpha? What happened? Is there an emergency?
Not an emergency. This involves Talia. Travis couldn't believe this. It happened in the middle of the night? But that served as Alpha Damon, and he didn't dare complain.
Is she okay?
I don't know. Can you keep a secret?
Everything about my patients remains confidential,
Travis responded right away. I told you that she doesn't have a wolf.
Yes,
Travis confirmed.
That's why her healing seems slow.
Talia seems physically weak, and her healing ability seems just like humans. But what if I told you that she has night vision comparable to mine?
You're saying that her wolf seems crippled?
I don't know. I hoped that you might have some answers, Damon said honestly. I have a feeling that her wolf didn't disappear, but something weakened her, and she can only enhance Talia's vision. Are you aware of any cases like that? There came silence, and Damon waited patiently, knowing that Travis thought about it.
Wolves serve as our spiritual halves that enhance our bodies,
Travis spoke after some time.
Cases exist when a werewolf got hurt physically or mentally, and the wolf side would sacrifice itself in order to save the human half. If we take into consideration that Talia seems malnourished and abused for years, I can see a possibility that her wolf's vitality was reduced in order to preserve Talia's life. Talia's medical history would help us get more information, but Talia told me that she saw a doctor the last time when she acted as a child in the Red Moon Pack. I didn't find it relevant to her condition because it happened a long time ago. But if you want me to investigate her wolf, I can contact the pack doctor there.
Damon cut him off. No. I need you to keep to yourself that Talia comes from the Red Moon Pack. If a record about it exists, erase it.
Got it.
Travis agreed right away. Considering Talia's condition, he had a vague idea that she came to their pack to seek asylum. And if the Red Moon Pack got a whiff about Talia's whereabouts, it might cause trouble. Is there something we can do without her medical history? Damon asked.
You want me to awaken her wolf?
Travis guessed. Is that possible? Travis felt unsure.
Technically, yes. Talia's body and mind seem weakened. Assuming that her wolf didn't disappear beyond salvation, if Talia improves her physical condition and exists in a supportive environment that will help her mentally, a chance remains of her wolf recuperating. But keep in mind that her condition deteriorated for many years, and it might take even longer for her to bounce back. We have no way to get any timelines or estimates that make sense.
Damon didn't like the uncertainty, but some chance seemed better than none. I will come with Talia tomorrow. I want you to do tests for her senses and strength, and keep track of any changes without letting her know about this. Travis felt surprised by this last part.
You don't want her to know that a possibility exists of her wolf coming back?
Not yet, Damon said. Getting her wolf back seems a big deal, and Talia currently seems fragile. You said it. It can take years, and no guarantee exists that it will work. I don't want her to get disappointed if it doesn't work out. I want you to schedule weekly appointments on the pretense of checking her weight and health, and I will take care of everything else. When we feel fairly confident that we make progress, we can discuss telling her. Other than tracking Talia's progress, Damon wanted Talia to have more attachments to the pack, starting with regular doctor's appointments. That would make it more difficult for her to leave. Travis hummed in agreement.
Sounds good, Alpha. It seems good that you plan to get involved, because Talia has a big challenge ahead of her.
Damon didn't understand. What do you mean?
I notice her mental scars. She needs surroundings that will allow her to feel safe so that she can be herself. If she finds herself in a stressful situation, it can pull her back and destroy months of progress.
Damon listened to Travis, and he wondered if keeping Talia in the pack house served as the right thing to do. But he couldn't let go, because the fragile girl in his arms gave him a sense of purpose beyond leading the pack. Damon wanted to take care of Talia because in a way, that involved taking care of himself. And besides, no matter where he sent her, he couldn't guarantee that someone wouldn't pick on her. When Travis finished talking, they confirmed Talia's appointment at 10 o'clock in the morning, and Damon returned to staring at Talia's sleeping face. Her lips parted slightly, and he really wanted to kiss her. Damon wondered if that would serve as her first kiss. But no matter if it would act as her first kiss, it would serve as their first, and he didn't want to steal it. He wanted her awake, aware, and willing. Damon leaned lower and left a soft kiss on Talia's forehead. Delightful sparks tingled his lips, and he inhaled a shaky breath, which filled his system with the sweet, citrusy scent of freesia. This seemed far from enough, but it would have to do until the time ripened and he got to put that kiss where it belonged, on Talia's lips.
Wait, that's not the end. You've just had a free taste. Now get the full story on the Pocket FM app, link in description. Check out our next video and playlist, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.